Alright, so we've got spawning over here in the bottom left side, the red Terran player representing minutes per action. And now we've got Chaturga actually going to be the one looking for the first win for MPA. We had a lag out in the last game, so we'll finish that one after this game. Because the Fever guy's still having a little bit of computer problems. But spawning down here in the bottom right side, the orange Zerg player representing Fever, we've got Crew. I'm not sure how to say his name. But yeah, looking to bring Fever up 4-0. We'll see if he can do it. Hopefully Chaturga can get a win here.
A lot of EVP tonight.
Yeah, actually we've seen a lot of Zergs tonight. But anyway. I'm not too familiar with this map, so I'm not actually sure what to expect here. I expect Chaturga probably go for a fast expansion. A lot of the times you see Terrans opening up with CC first on that high ground, and then with the barracks right next to it. But Chaturga actually decided to go gas first.
It's interesting to see this sort of macro-heavy map, but with the close spawns, it's hard to say what we're going to see, I suppose.
Yeah. Crew looks like he's going for the 15 hatch. Pretty safe to do that.
Four-player map.
Yeah. Chaturga, I mean, he might have a little bit of problems because it looks like Chaturga's going to go for a Reaper expand. But Crew should be safe.
That was interesting.
Let's Chaturga scout the gas. No, actually, Chaturga saw the cancel. So I wonder if he was trying to fool him there, but and then throwing down the gas
anyways.
anyway.
Better to be safe than sorry.
I'm not sure what his thought process was there.
Good to see Chaturga send that back through. You don't lose games because you scouted too thoroughly.
Right. Reaper almost done here. We should see it on the way pretty soon.
What are those two SCVs doing out there?
I'm actually not sure. I think one of them was a scout. No, this scout's over here. I have no idea.
I think he might have just scouted all 4 starting positions right off because he wants to make sure Reaper gets there on time.
Well, judging from the scout path, I mean, we haven't seen this area revealed yet, so I don't think so. I think they were just misrallied.
Every time I say Reaper, I think Reaver, and it makes me a little bit sad. That was a great unit.
Zergling's going to be out in time to deal with this Reaper. So Crew is perfectly safe.
Ooh. Hero SCV over there at Chaturga's front entrance. Looks like he might get that drone.
Yeah, actually does take that out. Meanwhile, the Reaper going to be a little bit of annoying. Zerg actually sending his Zerglings out on the map, so it's going to take him a little while to get those back in time.
Ooh, not a block in the back there.
Oh,
Reaper might escape.
Trying to surround that Reaper, but not quite getting it. That Reaper's going to be able to get out of there.
Might
Unless he's not...
out.
Chaturga not paying attention actually loses the Reaper.
I think you're right. He must have just had his focus somewhere else.
Yep. Landing down the factory, are we going to be seeing Widow Mines or Hellions?
We are going to be seeing Hellions.
Hellions immediately.
Wouldn't surprise me to see some Hellbats as well. Now he sees these close positions and knows that Crew is leaning back into a more macro-style game.
Yeah, Command Center actually going down on the high ground. I don't think that's really necessary. I mean, all he's got, or all Zerg has out on the map right now is Zerglings. And, I mean, he's already got Hellions out, so... But I guess better safe than sorry, so...
He'll lose a little bit of mining time by having to move it, but he'll give himself the peace of mind of not having to worry about these Zerglings being...
Yep, and actually spotting the Zerglings, so he'll get a few pot shots off on these Zerglings as they head back to the base.
Good heads-up play by Crew not losing any there. He saw what he needed to, got out. Speed's almost finished. He'll be able to pass back through next time if he wants.
Crew building a couple of extra queens, just as a little bit of extra help to defend against these Hellions.
I think this map makes it very hard to get Hellions in the main, especially if you have that extra queen.
Yeah, it's such a small choke that, I mean, if you have just a couple queens sitting out there, I mean, the Hellions can't really get in without taking at least some damage.
Turga's going to pressure the third a little bit. Oh no, he just went right by.
Yep.
Crew will know this is coming.
Running right by, but then actually getting those Hellions surrounded. I think that was kind of a mistake by Chaturga there.
Right.
Crew not really losing much. He did lose... Did he lose 6 drones there?
I think
No, he lost some.
two.
He lost 2 to the Reaper.
Yeah, and then he lost 4 to the Hellions, so it was a pretty nice trade for Crew.
Yeah, 4 drones for 4 Hellions is definitely not bad.
Here we go with the expansion going down. It looks like he's leaning back into a mech build. I know I played some team games with Chaturga, and he's saying that he really likes Terran mech, and this map might be a good place to trot it out here. He's got some good attack angles, some good chokes.
Yeah, there's a lot of really tight chokes on this map that can really favor mech play, as the Zerg units just end up getting bunched up.
No, I play Zerg. I'm hoping for some Hellbat drops tonight. We haven't seen any, and this is going to be our last chance with the Terran players, so
Yep.
my fingers are crossed.
Well, with no starport on the way yet, we don't have any... We definitely don't have any coming anytime soon. He doesn't even have an armory yet. Armory's just about finished. Where is that? There it is.
It's like
Actually,
Crew's getting his Baneling Nest down and his +1 attack and Carapace.
Chaturga actually needs to take care of that Overlord. That Overlord just sitting in his base.
Yeah, it is. It's been for a while.
I mean, just one Marine would shoot away, but it's going to come back in here and it's going to see everything that Chaturga's got going on. So he knows he's up against mech at this point.
Very valuable scout for Crew. Sounds like the party's drifting down the street towards my front door. I hope they wind down before I go to bed.
Yeah, meanwhile, Crew, he's got a Roach Warren on the way.
Hydra Den coming.
Interesting that he's actually switching over into ranged units and still getting the melee upgrades.
Might see triple Evos.
I think he expected to go pretty heavy Zergling this game, but I mean, with Terran going mech, there's going to be just too many Hellions on the field.
So he might want to get some money back and go ahead and save that melee upgrade.
Yep, and he does have Hellbats on the way now too.
Gets that +1 missile better. 13 roaches popping. When Chaturga already getting Thors out on the map.
Yeah, I don't know if he's expecting Spire play. He hasn't scouted a Spire. I mean, he knows all of the tech that Crew's got. But maybe he didn't get a chance to click on that infestation pit when it started, so maybe he thought that might have been a Spire.
Gotta check the shape. I feel the Spire and the Dark Shrine are those 2 items that are just so different from any other building that you should be able to see it pretty quickly if you're just sort of... The
Spire's smaller than all the other buildings, so it's... Or, I mean, when it's morphing in. So you can usually tell without clicking on it, but that building had just barely started, so maybe he thought it was a Spire. Meanwhile, Chaturga just powering up. I mean, these roaches can't push into this. I mean, there's too many Widow Mines, there's tanks. Crew's got to pull back with these.
Ooh, this isn't going to be a good engagement.
Roach is just getting annihilated in there.
Kind of rough.
Not able to do anything but a little bit of a hull damage on that tank.
I think once you see that first Widow Mine and that choke point, you got to kind of think that without an Overseer, that's dicey ground to be going into. I mean, he's still got that Overlord there. He's seeing the Widow Mines come out, but
yeah,
they got to be going somewhere.
He had the Thor shooting at it for a little while, but then, as he's gearing up for the attack, he pulled it away. Or is he gearing up for attack? It looked like he was going to move out.
I wonder if Chaturga is playing some sort of a very elaborate mind game here as far as letting that Overlord live to come up with some sort of diabolical long game. That's how I choose to think about it anyways.
I'm not sure. There's the Spire from Crew, but he already knows there's Thors on the field. So, I don't know.
He's also got the Hive coming, so maybe he's going straight to Broodlords.
Right, that's what I was thinking. But we'll see what he decides to do. I mean, even Broodlords, I mean, with Widow Mines and Hellbats, those Broodlings aren't going to do a whole lot of damage. checking around the map for Widow Mines, looks like.
Like +2, Carapace is finishing up +1. Karen's getting another armory down. We got +1 plating coming in already, and +1 weapons is finished for his factory units.
Yep.
Oh, and drilling claws is on its way. I feel like a lot of people neglect that upgrade. It's a pretty valuable one for any sort of meching Terran.
Right. No,
Is that called drilling claws? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's drilling claws.
Not to be confused with tunneling claws, which is also neat, but not as useful.
Yeah, it's really handy when you're doing Widow Mine pushes. I mean, and obviously because those Widow Mines are able to get burrowed a lot faster.
Looks like Crew's getting some Vipers out on the field. +3 Carapace already. He's staying on top of that armor upgrade.
Yeah. I'm sure he's regretting now getting that +1 melee, as he's not making a single melee unit anymore.
Maybe he'll do Broodlords at some point. The Broodlings will benefit.
Yeah. Crew smartly opening up a couple more attack paths. It's going to be a lot easier to deal with that mech army if he's able to dart in and dart out more freely.
I feel like that, just to be on the safe side, he might want to consider more than one Overseer. He gets that picked off, and it's going to be mine heaven for Terran. And
yeah. I mean, he sees the number.
If I was Terran, I would probably try to focus that Overseer down pretty quickly and let the mines go to work.
Yeah, Crew sees the number of Hellbats, sees the number of tanks. He knows he can't push into this, but he's going to go for it. And I don't think this is the right decision. I mean, there's a lot of Hellbats here.
A lot of unburrowed mines over there. I don't know if they're going to be very useful.
Yeah, Chiturga's got to reposition some of these mines.
Ooh, Hellions getting a little close there.
Actually losing...
Or, I'm sorry, the Vipers, rather.
Losing 2 Vipers for basically nothing. He does get a Blinding Cloud down on one of the tanks. Actually, those Thors are well out of position, too.
They're going to do some damage here. They seem like they're a little bit too far behind, but I don't know.
Those Widow Mines are a little too far back. He's going to be able to clean up these Hellbats. But he did lose that Overseer, so I mean... That was actually a really good good pickup for Crew, because he's able to reproduce his Roach Hydra much more easily than Chiturga is able to reproduce his mech army.
Now we're seeing the downside of Widow Mines. They did that blast, but that little battalion survived, and now they got 40 seconds or so before they have to worry about the Widow Mines again. Yep. That's going to be long enough to take out this expansion, it looks like.
Yep, Crew's going to be able to pick this off, and then Chiturga's going to be in a really tight spot.
Hard to rebuild a mech army off of 2 bases.
Yeah, he's trying to shoo these away. Jeez, look at how fast those things burrow.
Might be his saving grace right now.
Yep. Immediately throws that expansion back down. But now Crew is has a huge advantage in economy, as he's on 4 base to just 2.
I feel like both these players might want to consider getting a few more building structures down. They're both floating a lot of money and pretty far under their supply right now.
Yeah, Crew could use a couple of macro hatches, and Chiturga could definitely use a couple more factories. He's got a lot of idle SCVs there.
You know, against a mech player, I think Crew would be well served to just take that whole top right side of the map, drop down 3 more hatches. They're not really going to be in danger anytime soon.
Right. I mean, mech is so slow. It's always a good idea to just spread your bases out as much as possible, because it takes forever to get a mech army across the map.
I feel like in close positions too, Chiturga might want to maybe move a little bit forward from where he is. He's putting up that 4th, but it's going to be really exposed. And I think that Widow Mines can provide the coverage he needs, but they can't be back around his natural.
He's got so many Vipers in this army.
Wow, that's a lot of.
Yeah, he's going to be able to pick off the tanks and Thors, or he can't move Thors. Thors are massive. He'll be able to pick off tanks pretty well. And then Blinding Cloud on everything else, I guess. So I think this is actually going to be a pretty bad engagement for Chiturga if he uses these Vipers right.
Crew's a little more ready for the mines this time around. He's not going to get sucked into a favorable sort of situation here, doesn't look like.
Yep.
All those Vipers, you need to take out 1 SCV. No detection from Crew. I don't
He's
know
gonna
about
lose
this.
right over Widow Mines. Oh.
Oh,
Loses a ton of Vipers to these Widow Mines.
but it looks like those Widow Mines went off now. It looks like Crew's going to have free reign here for a little while.
Yeah, he's got so many roaches here. I don't think Chaturga has anything to answer for these. That tank not being sieged up. He's got a lot of Widow Mines here. But if he can stay out of range there, he gets them all in the main.
Might want to unburrow some of those and get them in a better position.
Yeah, now you've got Crew sitting in the production of Chaturga. He's got to get these mines back, but most of them are on cooldown. The only thing he has to deal with is right now are mines.
Here they come.
Yeah. These
So
roaches,
close.
These roaches are actually going to get trapped in here, as now he's got a minefield sitting at that ramp.
Ooh.
Yep, only 3 roaches left, but he does significant damage, and I mean, I don't know if Chaturga can deal with the reinforcements that are headed his way.
I don't think so. He's down to basically just mines as far as attacking units right now. Mines can do a lot of damage, but they're rear guard action. He's not going to be able to keep those expansions up, and that's where the money is right now.
Yeah, this third is going to go down once again. Hopefully he focus fires this planetary, but actually taking down the orbital right away. Leaving the planetary, says, I don't care, I'll let you mine from that far away. Making sure not to walk into that big minefield.
Well, he did for a while now, it looks like. They're going to be able to clean some up, but again, so many units, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I think Crew just needs to make a bunch of overseers with his army, because he keeps having only one with his army, and then he loses it, and then suddenly the Widow Mines have free reign on him again.
Does he have his Greater Spire up yet?
No, he has not even started it.
Oh, he went for Ultralisk then instead, or Ultralisk Cavern. He doesn't have any Ultralisk out on the map, does he?
Nope. All he's got is 1 Hydra, 10 roaches, and 2 Vipers. And 29 roaches on the way.
I feel like Broodlord Overseer could be pretty tough right now for Chaturga's build. That's pretty far away if he doesn't have his Greater Spire yet. Yeah,
the problem with Broodlords is there's so many mines on the field. If he can manage to sneak those mines in and land them right under the Broodlords will never be able to get away fast enough.
So I feel like, for example, the right of the natural expansion, there's a decent amount of room to sort of place the Broodlords off a little bit, off the map a bit, so that they can spawn. Who knows? It might just be a wait and see sort of game, starve them out sort of play, war of attrition.
Yeah, and in terms of war of attrition, Crew is definitely ahead. Sniping Chaturga's third twice. Chaturga rebuilding it now. While he just continues to take more and more of the map.
Looking right now at 900 gas per minute to 256 for Terran.
He's going to walk right through this minefield. That was a cool little domino effect with those mines.
It is.
But he's going to take off all of these. Mines are going to close off the exit. Crew losing a bunch of, or Chaturga losing a bunch of mines here. That might be the pickup that Crew was looking for. Right now there's only one Widow Mine.
Did he let some Overlords wander away? He's down to 164 cap supply.
Well, he had a bunch of Overseers in with that army.
Yeah, I feel like he maybe should have. I get the idea of sending them in first to take the hits, but
yeah.
With that many mines, I think it's just tricky.
Yeah.
I think Blinding Cloud could still work pretty well in those mines. He probably doesn't want to go so, 10 plus Vipers, but having a couple down could give him that little bit of time that he needs to get those hits out.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just worried about losing the Vipers like he did last time. Just getting a couple of huge Widow Mine shots on him. But Chaturga has no Widow Mines left. He's got 1 Widow Mine and it's sitting up by his third base, so these roaches are going to be able to come in here and just destroy everything.
Like it.
He does have 1 tank back there and 3 Thors that are stuck. Chaturga accidentally setting up a nice defensive position. I don't know if he can fight this planetary. If Chaturga gets the repair off, but it doesn't look like he's going to react, these roaches are going to be able to take this out.
I actually, if I were crew, I don't think I'd hit that natural again. I'd just keep poking away at these expos that are actually mining and just wait them on out. But
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the only mining base that Chaturga has left. Well, he is setting up in the top left now. And crew actually doesn't know about that yet. I don't think. Nope, crew has not scouted that.
Thespian guys are exhausted.
I feel like each player is just in one of those positions where they just can't break through. Like, I think that we're going to have to see probably some sort of change in army composition. And here we go. It's
getting a
a lot
bunch
of
of
ultralisks there. I think maybe is the tightness plating in?
No.
It is indeed.
Is it? Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, +5. Ah.
And +3 melee is almost done as well. Crew's been staying up on those upgrades. I have to take my hat off to him about that. He switched over to ultralisks, and now he's right back up to +3. Maybe that's why he didn't cancel that +1. Maybe he knew that it would come in handy sooner or later.
He does have 11 infestors on the way. But I don't know if he's going to need them. These ultralisks are going to be able to do tons of damage right here.
Without the Widow Mines, I don't think, yeah, I wouldn't worry
Right.
too much.
I mean, Chaturga's just going to get overpowered at this point. Yeah,
I think that's about it for Chaturga there,
Yeah.
it looks like.
That's
I
the
think
last
that's
of
finally
his
that little
units.
tipping point.
I expect to see Chaturga tap out. There's the GG. Crew taking Fever up 4-0. If Chaturga leaves... He said GG. Maybe he's just waiting for a GG from Crew. Nope, there you go.